look over and see if there's any damage.
We've been advised that I can't let anybody in.
On what grounds? On what grounds?
Apart from people to take stuff out.
On that grounds.
You're there unlawfully anyway.
Well, I've been told that I'm all right.
And that guy there in the back behind it, I still need your company details, my friend.
These third-party interlopers, aren't they?
Yeah.
We've got no contract with these people,
Two
so I
Asian
don't know
guys.
why they're in the house.
3 Asian guys. They won't tell us what company they are.
They won't.
Have you got any ID?
I've been phoning the police.
Do the police know? Do you know
These
what?
guys are
Got any
operating.
ID on you?
Sorry, you need to deal with the police. He's not allowed.
He's operating
Sorry?
out of.
You need to deal with the police.
Well, I'm asking you for your ID. You should have some ID.
Excuse me.
Shouldn't the police be asking for their ID?
No,
Shouldn't our policemen be asking for their ID? There's people in somebody's house.
1, 2, 3. These Asian guys. 2 videos. They're refusing to supply us with their company
and that is good.
insurance, liability insurance.
Great fun, this is. Just what you want to be doing on a Tuesday
On a
morning.
freezing cold morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
What a lovely day.
You're right. Yes, you.
Morning. Safe states. It's nice to know you keeping place safe.
They're acting illegally and it's not a police matter.
Hey, we've had enough of this as well. We leave.
You do, yeah. So that's what I'm saying here. Under your own statutes, you need to have a load of these guys.
Yep, I think we need to have some proper policing. We need to ask these people. There's all these burglars in
I'm
this
only
house
asking
here
you-
and nothing's happening.
I'm only asking you to do your job and
show
get the
me his
details
ID
off them,
either.
please, because they've refused to reveal who they are. That's not my job. Well, can you
We are, because we're asking you.
I've told you that.
Can you check their ID and find out who they are,
Because,
please?
you know, we want to know who they are.
Well, that's not
No.
not telling us who they are isn't a breach of the peace, is it?
No. No, I know you're here to keep the
In
peace, I
fact,
understand that,
one
but
of
The
also...
only thing that comprises a breach of the peace is violence or damage to property or the threat of such, nothing else.
What about
About
trespass?
trespass.
That's not breach of the peace.
Yeah,
That
but
is-
trespass
that
is
is
against the
trespass.
law,
It's
isn't
a
it?
tort.
It's a tort, yeah, but it's not, yeah.
The trespassing. I mean, who is it? Who is it that's in there? I'm asking you to investigate. I think the crime's taking place.
Tort is civil law, not criminal.
Yeah, this is all to do with civil law and really and truly, you know, nothing to do with the police.
Do you know the difference between statutory law and the law of the land?
Of course.
Could you explain, please, what it is?
Why don't you know?
I know.
We're asking you as an officer of the law.
No, but I'm asking because this is an offence for you not to know the difference.
It's not fair.
Oh, it is.
It's tantamount to fraud.
Yeah. Because all you police here today, I accept your common law oath of office. Right, so I'm asking you for assistance here and you refuse to help.
You're asking for things that aren't within my job.
But this is...
What is your job now? I'd like to know what the policeman's job is now these days. What?
Breach of the peace.
Well, yeah, I know, but you know, it's like
It's
you
not
know,
gonna be a
people are
breach
asking you
it's
for
not gonna
help
be a
and you're not
breach of
helping.
peace here. This is, as you can see,
Well, then,
everyone's pretty reasonable.
Hopefully, then I won't be needed.
You are needed because I'm reporting a crime to you.
You're not reporting a crime.
Okay,
Yeah,
Just
I don't-
established it's civil
I'm
law.
telling you, these guys are in illegally.
They're not. The property
They are.
doesn't
It was an
belong to you.
unlawful eviction.
Well, hang on.
They got thrown out of the house
The
without any court
eviction was
order.
civil, but your officers got involved in that.
Yeah, they were here then.
It wasn't a breach of the peace, though.
So someone breaking into the house and you arresting them without charge, I mean, hasten to add,
Inside their home.
without reading the rights, is that lawful?
They got arrested lawfully.
How?
So
They
were they
didn't
right?
breach the peace.
Were they read their rights? Were you read your rights, Michael?
I've no recollection. I was dragged in from that balcony upstairs, sustaining an injury on the way. I'll
I
show
know,
you
yeah,
the
I've seen that injury. Got dragged in by...
blood of which went all over. And I've also got an injury to my knee.
They also got an injury to you. This is a house.
What company do these work for? They're not saying.
Well, I think they're too scared.
There's no need to be scared though. We've never breached the peace. We've never been violent. We've never been
No, I think
aggressive, and the
they're
police
scared
turn
of
up all
being
the
sued.
time. You know.
Well, it's not odd to find.
I need to know who these guys are.
They are gonna be
because they're
sued.
creating a huge liability here.
If they're going into...
Well, I think the thing to do is to
give
not
the-
let them
the
drive
ID.
off. They just stand in front of their car when they want to drive off.
And that's not a breach of the peace, is it?
No.
No, that's
That's
okay then.
obstruction though. Still, we are obstructing.
Well, anyway, more
we are being
pressing
obstructed
matters,
though. You've been obstructed since they took your house.
It's literally available till 11 o'clock.
But you lot get fed up of coming up here, don't you? And nothing ever happens, that's the thing.
They love it. They love the different turns. Otherwise,
They want
it's just boring.
They want to
normal.
arrest
So
them.
it's boring, isn't it? You got all these criminals running around on the street.
They go free. Don't be stupid. I mean,
there's
there's
a
no
crack
criminals
house up
in
there,
prisons,
there's
is
a brothel down
there? They've let all the paedophiles and the murderers out.
No, I'm not for
But they're the MPs and the
Poor
politicians,
people.
aren't they?
Yeah,
It's
that's why the
people who
paedophile
don't-
prisons are so good. Because the frightened the one.
They're in prison. The people who don't shave the council tax
So
and
the one I was going.
Look at all this.
smoke a bit of weed now and again. Let's lock them up.
So you in chav mode today then? Kirk?
I mean, wait, get out of bed because I got woken up and chuck anything on.
You're right, darling.
Not bad.
Just checking out your attire there. Yeah. Yeah. This is colour coordinated, darling. Damn. So it's all a bit suspicious, all this, don't you think?
Well, it's a bit of a thingy when they won't tell you who they are, who they work for, and shows ID.
See, we're all tied up with paperwork, aren't we? Let's face it. So you see, the system's gone crazy. The system's overridden us all. It's meant to be working for us as humans. That includes police, that includes people who come around and do these sort of jobs. But at the end of the day, we're all tied up with paperwork, aren't we? We can't do nothing, we can't do this, we can't do that. What can we do? What can we do? And what happens when it's you lot? Same thing happening to you lot. Do you know what I mean? What do we do then? When we're all getting dragged out our asses and thrown on the street, what do we do then?
When
Because
all
you
these
lot,
have lost the jobs.
we don't want policemen to lose the jobs if they're doing the job. You know, I'm quite happy with police as long as they do the job. But they're being made to come and stand here like just what? Is this doing the job? Is this policing?
I asked them that the other
I
day.
don't think so. Just policy enforcement officers now. You've lost. You're not policing anymore. You're just enforcing policies from large corporations, and the people are getting chewed up and thrown out the other end. And you're backing them up. You've got to start thinking about it. Sooner or later, it's going to be your families. What about when it's your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your mums and dads getting thrown on the street? Are you going to go and just stand there then? Because this is what's going to happen eventually. We're all going to end up on his arses. The system is designed to make sure that we end up with nothing and it ends up with everything. So we're working for it or you're working for it. You got to think about it. Because eventually it's going to be us. What happens when you lot lose your jobs and your mortgages and your houses are repossessed? We'll come and help you. We'll stand outside with you lot and try and help you lot from getting your stuff nicked. You know what I mean? We're not doing this just for fun. This is happening all over the country, and people have got to start making a stand. That's all we're trying to do. Yeah, we're trying to help the people, not the corporations, not the systems, not the courts. Yeah, because they've got all our money already.
Hello.
You know, if you want to walk into court and file an application for something in court, 75 quid, bang. Whether you get your application heard or not, it's another matter. It just gets chucked out, you've lost your money. Yeah, 75 quid just to put a piece of paper through a court stamp.
Yeah, they're being.
Yeah? Come on, it's all about the dough, not about us.
Okay, Mel,
It's about the dough.
can you get the faces of these,
Yeah.
these guards?
These unfortunate people who have had to come and do a job and now they're in a load
Get the
of
copies
crap
and
that they
their
don't
numbers
even
as well.
know about. You know what I mean?
Well, these
See what I mean?
Information about who they work for and they won't show me
Okay,
ID.
but the thing is, we don't actually know who one of the parties are because they won't tell us.
And they won't show ID or anything.
This is what's happened all the way through this. We've had bailiffs
okay.
turning up. They won't show ID. Yeah, they won't show you the court orders. They won't show you anything, and they expect you to just walk out your house and leave your house. And then they call the police,
Right,
you know,
okay.
and try and create a load of bother.
Okay.
And this is what's happening all the time. They've been here 4 times with warrants and never showed the warrant.
There's a charge for everything.
Mel, have you got the police numbers?
Oh yeah. And do you mind if I film your number? Hello. Hello, Mr. Walker. Hello, Mr. Hornsby.
Yeah.
Mr. Howard. 1924, that's a good number.
Yeah, we've got.
Sounds like a good year. Do you mind if I film your number?
No, not at all.
Thanks, darling. No offence or anything. We just have to see, we have to do all this. We don't want to do it.
Right, okay,
Nobody
so
wants
we
to do
we
it.
could actually
I'd
just,
rather be doing
follow
something
the
else.
security guards and just take the photo of their car license.
We've had
plate.
bailiffs in court. We've been to court. We've had the
Yeah,
bailiffs that
okay.
we've witnessed it and filmed, seriously, filmed, breaching the peace, assaulting people. And then they've stood up in court and sworn on oath that they've never done any of that. That they've provided all their information. That we've filmed them. We've got them all there, you know. It's like everybody's lying just to keep this thing going. You know, because it's all about, you know, it's all about dough, isn't it?
a
Nothing
photo
more.
of
It's
their
not about us anymore. It never was. We've had 2,000 years of Roman law, taxation. And we've got to the point now where we're just getting chucked on as arses. You get taxed at source. Your money goes towards a bit more war. You know, your money goes towards bombs, guns, and the few families that have got all the money in the first place when you get taxed. Yeah, I'm sure you don't really want it to go towards that. I don't. It doesn't go towards the schools, it doesn't go towards hospitals, none of it goes towards that. It goes in a big hole that we'll never get out of. We're in now what you call Chapter 12 bankruptcy in this country. Once you go past Chapter 11 bankruptcy, you're never getting out of it, basically. So they know now we're never going to get out of this debt that's ticking up every day. The only way we can do it is to keep all us mugs as human beings going to work, paying more tax, keeping us stupid. They don't train us, they don't teach us anything. Yeah, so we have to teach ourselves. So that's the point we're at now. We've had to teach ourselves the law to understand what's going on with all this stuff. And 9 times out of 10, no offence to you lot, but we know more about the law than you lot do, because all you've done is talk about statutes and how to enforce statutes, which, unless we consent to, have no effect in law. So, you know, again, we've got argument again, haven't we? You know? It's all designed to drive us against each other, nothing more. Divide and rule.
Right, have they actually got a rule book?
Yeah, but and then when it comes to human rights,
And it's horrible. And we've all had enough.
Yeah, they don't care about human rights, do they? So, according to them, we ain't got any.
Well, we ain't got any, that's the thing, you know, it's all paper, innit? Oh, flash this around, flash that around, we'll have these declarations, and then we'll do jack shit, sorry, nothing about it. We'll just carry on with the same thing.
Arrest you for swearing on the
Sorry,
street.
sorry. I apologise.
Apparently that's against the law now as well.
Human
Can't
rights
swear on the
statute.
street.
Yeah, it is, but if you consent to it, then fine. I consent to the human rights. Well, of course, yeah. I'm not going to consent to a statute that's going to stuff me, am I? Eh? Like the Motorist Act of 2004, like the Drugs Act of 1971, like things like that. I'm not going to consent to any of them things, because all they're doing is stuffing people and robbing them for nothing.
None of them know what
You
the
know.
Drugs Act are there for anyway.
Well, you know, it's there to keep the pharmaceutical industries very wealthy. So let's think about it, eh? They're all mixed up with the governments, aren't they, in the banks?
I asked
Eh?
one of them once in the
Keep
court.
them going, keep popping them pills, everybody. Everything's all right.
and you'll find that all of us here know there are numerous cures for cancer
I
and
asked,
AIDS.
I asked one of them in the court why they call it herbal cannabis.
Loads of
If
people
they say
take
it's
all
a
the
drug,
THC out of
how
it.
can they call it
Pearson
herbal when they say it's a
therapy,
drug?
Look up Bob Beck.
Drugs is
Joanna
drugs.
Budwig,
So it depends on what strain it is.
M&S.
Yes, no, but you don't say what
Rick
strain.
Simpson.
Until I said, how do you know what strain it is? Well, when it gets to the
And they've been
lab.
hidden because
I said,
they
but you
don't
call
want
it
as well
herbal
and
cannabis
healthy.
anyway all the time.
It's a load of
It's all
crap.
herbal.
Just keep you alive.
So
all
no matter what
rubbish.
strain it is, it all comes from the same plant.
All these high flyers are telling us we can't do this, we can't do that, and they're all coked out their heads at expense-paid parties.
How do they call it dangerous? That's what I want to find out. Why they class it as dangerous.
Listen, it's all about looking after us.
And it's asking to look after us anyway.
Exactly, I can look after myself.
I'm sure people have got minds of their own. They can decide what's right.
Well,
and wrong
people
on
have,
their
but
own
we're not trained, are we? We're not indoctrinated from birth to think for ourselves. We're indoctrinated to let other people tell us what to do.
Trouble is, a few of us, trouble is, don't listen.
So if you don't consent to anybody having any authority over you, and you're not doing anything wrong to anybody else, there's really nothing anybody else can do about it, is there really? Apart from use force and lock you up.
Yeah.
And handcuff you and drag you off if you don't consent to certain things taking place. But we've all got that
That's how they get
right.
away with it in court because they've made this little word called contempt,
Yeah.
which could mean anything.
Yeah,
They make it up as they go along. I'll have you in contempt if you don't tell me your name. I don't have to tell you my name.
You don't have to do anything.
Well, that's contempt,
No.
no, it's not.
What we've got to tell them our name for? What we've got to do?
Who invented contempt?
YouTube, Google, look up Rick Simpson. You'll find a cure for cancer and AIDS and many other diseases.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, we know him. We know him. That's Walter, isn't it?
Can I just go in and use
No. It's like I film a man's things.
Come on, we can stand outside and watch, you know. I can lock myself in. I didn't tell my kids I might have done, but you know, I can just get back to.
That's the problem, isn't it? You don't really want to get arrested for nothing. For trying to
If
sort
I
your
was
rights
younger with
out.
no kids, then it would have been different.
No. So it's all crap, isn't it? He's hanging around freezing to death over nothing. And there's a burglary taking place.
I'm trying to teach my kids, the right way to act.
Just got to be right with each other, aren't we? There's nothing more. We'll just be right with each other. I ain't going to hurt nobody or offend nobody or commit any crime against anybody, and neither is anybody else here. And that's your average everyday people. They're not, why do we need all this policing, all this? Why has the police ordered a load of more high-powered weaponry? What, does anybody know about that? Asking a question. Do you know anything about that? I've just heard that the police, they've just had a massive ordering for a load of high-powered weaponry, like you've never had before. And why?
Like what?
I don't know.
They're expecting civil unrest because of the cuts and stuff that they've created.
I guarantee you we're not getting guns.
Yeah, but why? The Manchester police 2 years ago ordered a load of submachine guns. What do they want submachine guns for?
That's Manchester police.
Yeah, but I'd find out. If I was in a job and I was hearing things about this job, I'd be trying to find out about it myself, personally, because I'd be a bit concerned about you lot having so many guns. We ain't got guns, we ain't got knives, we can't even carry a penknife now, can we? And you got submachine guns and body armour. It's a bit concerning,
you
really.
can't even take a thing out of a pencil sharpener anymore. When you're a
Why would you
kid.
want to? A blade?
Yeah.
Why would you want to?
Well, when you're 11-year-old, you do anything stupid, don't you? Especially boys.
See how it goes together. They take everything apart. My brother used to wreck all my bikes, all my radios, everything used to be in bits every time I got
one
home.
of these things that they do when the kid. I mean, when I was at school, the boys were like, they've got the pencil sharpener blades out, the
That's not very safe.
compasses. They was playing that game. They were 11, aren't they, the boys? All boys are that age are stupid.
Should be a law against that.
Of course they should. In school.
So you got to think about it. You're enforcing it. You're doing a job which we appreciate you doing. There's no animosity, right, between cops and us. Well, me personally, there ain't. But I'm a bit alarmed when, say, for instance, I get stopped for not wearing a seatbelt and they tell me it's dangerous, and I get put in a car full of guns. Yeah, that's a little bit alarming to me.
Perhaps if you've been to an accident, an car accident, someone hasn't wore a seatbelt, and you have to clear it, it might be a bit different.
What about the aftermath of a load of guns? I've seen the mess of that as well. Hello.
Make people better.
We're all up here.
Don't get me wrong, I agree with the seatbelt law.
You've got no concept
Yeah.
of people going through a window screen and
No,
having
don't. I say I agree with the seatbelt law, but if you
That's
choose not to wear it, that should be your choice.
I always try
We've got airbags now, anyway.
Straight out the window.
Do you know, hey, that's interesting about that. I've known people that have said if they'd have had the seatbelt on, they'd have been dead
Like I said, I
because they wouldn't have been
agree
able to get out of the car.
It's just
I've known people with
believe it
seatbelt
should be my choice.
But I still think it's safer to wear
I actually wear one all the time, but that's irrelevant. I just think it's
It's a
still my
choice, it should
choice.
be a choice. You know.
And why does it cost me £60 not to wear my seatbelt?
When it's meant to be for your own
Oh, no, wait. Why does the system get paid £60 if I don't wear my seatbelt? That's another interesting
It's
one,
the
isn't it?
government
How did they work that one out? Is that what I'm worth?
Spent on themselves on expenses. Do you know what I mean?
Van doors open.
It's all expenses.
It's quotas, darling.
Talking about expenses, the one about they've got to stop all these benefits and that, and what they've done? They've just flown off to China, haven't they? And took loads of people with them. How much is that costing them?
That's not costing
Not
them
costing them anything.
Did they go on BMI, baby? No.
No. They chartered a private jet full of champagne and cocaine.
Well, after they got in and they announced all
they didn't get
these
it,
cuts
they
and
weren't
stuff,
elected.
what did they do? They had a big bash, didn't they?
Yeah, but let's look at it this way.
Celebrate going in.
Let's look at it this way, right? We're all alive on this planet today. All this bullshit we're all believing in and falling in with, it's somebody else's fantasy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So it's up to you if you want to believe someone else's fantasy. You should live your life how you want to live.
Yep.
As long as you don't hurt nobody else, that's the main thing. So all these rules and regulations, how many statutes is there now governing us? Do you know?
Common law cover everything. Don't
Yeah,
cause
it
anyone
does.
any harm, don't cause anyone any loss, don't write fraudulent contracts. If you do that,
Most of common laws now are enshrined in statute.
well,
Well, no, it's a
so
mixture of, but
if you-
common
if you
law is
stick to
there.
the strict common law, which is don't cause anyone any harm, don't cause anyone any loss, don't write fraudulent contracts. That pretty
And
much
Don't
who,
covers
breach
who,
everything.
who writes the statutes and that? It's the government.
Yeah, I've got this waved and smiled and said good morning.
We can say
We're old mates.
they ask us if we want to. No.
It is all
I
right.
don't even know they exist until you get done for one.
There's 6 million statutes governing this country. country, Europe, right now, 6 million. Do you think that's a bit excessive? When there's only really 4 laws that govern us all, you know, then everything is encompassed within those 4 laws.
I mean, look at the Drug Act.
6 million. Somebody's been paid a lot of money to sit there writing all them 6 million laws, haven't they?
The drugs that the doctors give you is more dangerous than most of the drugs that people
Hey.
take anyway.
No, it is. It's called the devil. That's who it is. It's the devil.
Well, of course, a person doesn't actually exist. It's a legal fiction.
Yeah, person. People exist, persons.
Created when you register your children at birth.
If I'd known that, I wouldn't
Gives
have
over
registered
ownership
mine.
of your children to the state.
You can always get them back.
I've already claimed them back.
There you
I
go.
claimed all the rights for my children.
It's a fact, though. The person is created when you register your children at birth, and that also gives ownership of your children up to the state. You're just looking after them, and if you misbehave, which I agree,
They'll
you should
take them
have
off
them
you.
taken However, there's so many children being taken off people that aren't misbehaving.
I'm not
To the
convinced, mate.
Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Look up the Holly Gregg case. She was molested from the age of